When you talk about free trade, though, and the value that both Canada and China places on it, right now it's not free trade completely between Canada and China. There are tariffs in place on Chinese-made electric vehicles. There are counter tariffs that China has applied to about $3 billion worth of agricultural products coming from Canada. Are there conversations happening right now between China and the federal government about removing any of those tariffs on either side?
Well, last year, since Canada imposed unilateral tariffs on Chinese products, we have been maintaining communication with the Canadian side. But unfortunately, in disregard of China's dissuasion efforts, Canada still decided to impose those tariffs on Chinese products. So China launched an investigation, and the investigation believes that these unilateral tariffs imposed by Canada are discriminatory against Chinese products. So China launched countermeasures against that.
Right.
The Canadian government says that those initial tariffs were necessary because of a very high level of subsidization. So again, protectionist measures in China, that's their view of why they impose them. I asked the question about whether or not there have been conversations about taking those down or the counter tariffs down because the environment since October when they were applied has changed, given what's going on with the United States. Do you have any indication right now that the federal government has conveyed, for example, to you or to your colleagues that there is the possibility that those tariffs are removed, that the EV tariffs are removed?
Well, I think the ball is in the court of Canada.
Finally!
The Canadian government has expressed multiple times to us that they wish to communicate with us on these issues. But of course, the federal elections happened, the new government is being formed. I look forward that in a very short future, both sides will be able to start talking about these issues as soon as possible.
You asserted, Ambassador, just jumping off of that earlier, that the possibility for that practical cooperation exists without conflict of interest, that you view there to be no conflict of interest. And I do have to respectfully challenge you, I think, because there are a lot of Canadians who have a number of concerns about China and China's conduct towards Canada and Canadians. Your country detained 2 of our citizens for more than 1,000 days and then all of a sudden released them once the CFO of a big Chinese company was released from house arrest. 4 of our citizens were executed earlier this year because of alleged drug crimes. An inquiry into foreign interference in this country asserted your country was the, quote, main perpetrator of foreign interference in Canada, and that the, quote, PRC views Canada as a high priority target. Our Prime Minister, in a debate just over a month ago, or just not even a month ago, when asked what the biggest security threat to Canada was, asserted it was China. Why should Canadians trust China to do more business with?
China and Canada conducting practical cooperation. We have a profound historical foundation, great complementarities, and we have actual needs for those practical cooperation.